Welcome back. The 7-day ultimatum given by the Imo State government to militants and agitators from the coastal and oil-producing areas of Ohaji-Egbema and Oguta local government area to lay down their arms appears to be yielding results. At least 500 suspected militants today reported at the International Convention Center in Owerri to accept the state's amnesty. The repentant militants, who trooped out in their numbers, say they're eager and willing to turn a new leaf. Meanwhile, residents and motorists in Emekuku, Awaka and Egbu communities in Owerri North local government area of Imo State are all calling on the government to urgently fix the Owerri-Mbise-Umuahia Federal Road. The bad state of the road is also said to have affected economic activities in the area and also caused damage to many vehicles. Our community report tonight takes a look at the situation in the area.
Etisala, now you're talking.
From this point, everything appears to be well in Emekuku, a community in Owerri North local government area of Imo State, with pedestrians and motorists enjoying the smooth road network. That is until they get to this spot, and then it turns out to be a nightmarish experience. This is a federal road said to have been constructed over 25 years ago and is meant to serve as a connecting network to other communities. But it appears to be more of a punishment than a blessing, as pedestrians have to calculate every step for fear of falling into the water.
I can't even explain. When there are information, if you see this, you can't pass anywhere.
On any other day, these motorists know how exactly they would want to traverse the roads. But now all they can do is obey those who know the safest spots. Engines work extra to wade through.
If you want to pass there now, you see your car. Before you pass there, your car will just break down. It's unfair.
You know, my bike have already spoiled, and the road, and we are expecting government to come and repair the road. But now I don't know what the government is doing about the road.
The state of the road has also affected the high traffic flow enjoyed by the community market, a situation threatening the traders' livelihood.
People from Ebu doesn't come here again to buy things from us. Before, if they are making like 200 naira, but now it's only 50 naira they're making.
The roads have been affecting us too much. So we don't sell, nothing is affecting, nothing is moving here again because of that road.
A lot is said to have gone into the maintenance of the road over the years, but surprisingly, this seemingly easy project appears to be daunting. The spokesperson of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency sings a familiar tune.
I'm very certain that by the time the rains subside and we have a clement weather, we'll do more permanent works in these roads. We are Nigerians, we also bear brunt of this thing, we also make use of these roads. So we are not just here in FEMA, we also make use of these roads, so we're also involved.
The official calendar for the rainy season in Nigeria is from April to October, so it appears the community may soon heave a sigh of relief, unless the authorities do not keep to their words and the next year witnesses the same problems, complaints and promises.
Etisala, now you're talking.
Scourge of drugs and narcotics trafficking and use is a global concern, and Nigeria is no exception. The menace has reared its head amongst displaced persons in various camps in the northeast. as problem in Africa's drug policy formed the focus for experts at a gathering in Abuja. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra reports.
They are traumatized, hungry, and living under deplorable conditions. These are individuals and families displaced by the Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria. There is a new dimension to the sad tale: rising cases of drug use amongst the displaced persons.
They have gone through conflict, through violence, and through trauma. So everybody needs something to cope with this trauma, and then very often a little pill, a psychotropic substance can help in that.
This is a new challenge for Nigeria, one officials seem ill-prepared to handle for now.
These health-based drug policies are very weak, especially in developing countries, and that might have many reasons.
The 12th Biennial Conference on Drugs, Alcohol and Society in Africa will be looking for ways to deal with this problem and also fine-tune public health and drug policy in Africa. Participants are unhappy that drug dependence is criminalized.
Drug use, drug abuse is a complex problem that afflicts the individual, the family, the community. I also hope that at the end of this conference, those who are involved in treatment in particular would have learned a few things about how to do better treatment.
Right now in Nigeria, the major attitude towards drug problems is criminalization.
The Federal Ministry of Health, with its partners, are already working ahead.
The Federal Ministry of Health is in the process of establishing Drug Demand Reduction Unit and develop annual NENDU report to ensure sustainability.
50 papers are to be delivered with experts drawn from all over the world. EU, UNODC, AU, ECOWAS, NAFDAC, NDLEA and Ministry of Health are some of the regional and global bodies attending the two-day conference organized by the Center for Research and Information on Substance Abuse, CRISA.
Together with
Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
Let's go to Anne Mamodo now, who has the latest business news.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Amarachi. Welcome to Business News. The Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, says a total of 510.2 billion naira was shared by the 3 tiers of government for the month of August. Now, this figure indicates an increase of 16.6 billion naira of the amount shared in July. Mrs. Adeosun said the federal government received 187.3 billion naira. The states received 95 billion naira, local governments got 73.2 billion naira, while all producing states shared 18.4 billion naira. According to her, crude oil exports volume increased by 2.2 million barrels in May, in spite of the brief force majeure declared at Kwa Ibo and Bonny terminals. The Central Bank of Nigeria has been defending the Monetary Policy Committee's decision to retain the key interest rate at current levels. According to the Director of Monetary Policy of the CBN, Mr. Moses Tule, the current inflationary trends are not monetary policy-induced factors. He believes all key policy parameters should be synergized, and this is to move the economy forward. The naira depreciated against 2 major currencies at the interbank market today. The local currency fell by 0.08% at 310 naira against the dollar and 1.48% to 414 naira 78 kobo against the pound. But it appreciated 0.10% to 351 naira 32 kobo against the euro. It was the same at the parallel market as it depreciated to an all-time low of 428 to the dollar. It appreciated by 0.64% to 468 naira against the euro and then traded flat at 550 against the British pound. Traders expect the pressure on Nigeria's local currency to continue on the back of economic uncertainties in the financial markets. Guinness Nigeria is reporting its first loss in at least 30 years, citing harsh economic environment in the country. Nigeria's second biggest brewer posted a profit before tax of 2.34 billion naira as of June 30 this year, and that's against 10.79 billion naira in 2015. The company's revenue dropped 14% to 101.9 billion naira, while operating profit dipped from 15.6 billion naira to 4.4 billion naira. On the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the company's shares fell by 7% to 93 naira, and it has dropped by 17% since the start of 2016. For a second day this week, the positive trend was sustained at the Nigerian equities market. For more of the closing figures today, let's join Millicent Walker.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. It was an unusual trading activity on the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Wednesday, as a highly significant turnover of 3.09 billion shares, highly worth 6.24 billion naira, were traded in 2,814 deals by investors. The market closed slightly positive by 0.02%, despite the disappointing financial reports from industrial giant Guinness. The market was also rallied by price gains from 22 equities, as corn oil led by a wide margin of 10.1% and was followed by PZ and Oando. Now, on the price losers category, NIMET led 12 other equities down by 9.3%, Guinness lost 7%, while eTransact declined by 5%. Great Nigeria Insurance was the most actively traded equity, with more than 2.87 billion shares traded, followed by Zenith Bank and UBA. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Millicent Walker.
Thank you, Millicent. Major world stock markets rallied at the close of today's trading. The U.S. Fed voted to keep interest rates unchanged, but then it hinted at the possibility of one rate hike, but that might happen later this year. Let's check out the numbers. And that's Business News Tonight. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. A former governor of Adamawa State, Bala Ngilari, has been remanded in custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. This follows a ruling today by Justice Nathan Musa of the Adamawa State High Court in Yola. The commissioner charged Mr. Ngilari for violation of procurement laws and the award of 167 million naira contract for the supply of 25 units of operational vehicles. Also facing the 19-count charge, along with Mr. Ngilari, are the former Secretary to the State Government, Ibrahim Welye, and former Commissioner of Finance and Budget, Sanda Lamodi. When the charges were read, the accused persons pleaded not guilty. However, Justice Musa ruled that they should be remanded in EFCC custody and adjourned hearing until Thursday for ruling on bail application. Next on the news at 10, Russia to reward gold medalists at an alternative version of the Paralympic Games held in the country with cash prizes. More in sports news. Please stay with us.